What's up guys, Haroon here from the TGKC clan, and welcome to our first episode of the Gamers Cottage Reviews. For those of you who haven't picked up one of the most highly anticipated games of 2014, Destiny, I'll be giving a brief review today on letting you know what I think about the game. I've personally played over 100 hours since the release, and I think it's only fair to say that this game has beautiful graphics and is pretty entertaining in terms of the multiplayer. But anyways, let's take a closer look at the gameplay, game mechanics, graphics, and finally the sound and story. We'll start off with the most important quality of the game, which is the actual gameplay. There are two aspects of the gameplay for Destiny, which are the current campaign mode along with the multiplayer or PvP. The bounties that are available for both the Crucible and the Vanguard, which is basically your multiplayer and campaign, also make it so you can choose to enjoy and be rewarded for playing certain game types and completing each task. The various different bosses in each stage and various different difficulties and rewards for completing campaign make it worthwhile to play even after you've completed the main story of the game and beaten all the stages. The multiplayer has 6 game types, and these are Control, Clash, Rumble, Salvage, Skirmish, and Combined Arms. I'm hoping that with future updates and stuff, Destiny will add a few more game types without needing to purchase DLCs. The gameplay for Destiny gets a rating of 8 out of 10 for me. Thanks to the bounties and hunting for exotic equipment, the game will keep you entertained through both game modes, and it will definitely have you interested in a long time as exotic equipments are very rare and hard to obtain. Game mechanics are also a little frustrating for Destiny. The level cap is only set to a max level earned through EXP of 20, which I personally reached on the second or third day of playing the game. In order to level past 20, you need to find equipment that contains light. However though, one aspect of the game's combat that I really did enjoy was upgrading of weapons and skills. This is similar to many RPGs that have skills which you can upgrade, except in the sense that by upgrading the skills they don't become powerful, but they do change in a way. Looking at the game's combat in terms of the mechanics, I love how different characters have different melees, and I also like how it's just not your simple knife or stab to the back. Each character type has a different special and different grenades, which can also be upgraded through your character's class, which slightly change and often improve that aspect. Characters also have the option of either gliding or, once you get to a higher level, teleporting. I feel like adding something similar to a claymore for snipers that camp should be something that the game introduces, along with the third subclass, because they do have space for the third subclass, but it's not inputted yet. Therefore, the game mechanics and combat get a 7 out of 10 for me. The level cap, along with the limited weapons and the lack of a third subclass, can definitely improve the score. Visual appeal of a game, which is also known as graphics, is often one of the most criticized and judged things in a new game. Looking at character customization, which is one aspect of graphics, there needs to be improvement in Destiny. The amount of not only guns that are in the game, but also armor and different looking armor is very limited. I think Destiny needs to introduce items and variations for characters. During character creations, there also isn't a wide variety of options that allows you to make your character look different from someone else's. They need to introduce different hairstyles along with different faces for characters, as there only seems to be around 10 choices for selection, which is very limited. However, everything else in the game's graphics is beautifully crafted. It is one of the best console games in terms of visuals. This is displayed from the loading screen with your spaceship and planets behind you, also when traveling through from one planet to another. Each planet in the campaign looks phenomenal and realistic, while the bosses look creative and just how you'd imagine an alien boss to look like. The first-person shooter multiplayer graphics are also a great sight. Each map is greatly done, and although it seems like they're based on somewhere from the planets in the campaign, the reality is they vary in a way that complements the game type. The effects added to the melee and grenades further complement the amazing graphics of the game. I would rate the game's graphics an 8.5 out of 10, and the only flaw being the lack of character customization, which does tie into the graphics. Lastly, we'll end the video by looking at the game's audio and story. For one, to me it seemed like Destiny didn't have a story at all. I would have liked to know more about the backstory and why humans and others are going off into each planet and killing off a bunch of aliens. I also find it kind of annoying how we have no backstories for the characters such as the Warlocks, Titans, and Hunters, along with how they've joined forces, because it doesn't seem like all the characters are humans and from Earth. Bungie definitely needs to add a prequel to this game, either through a DLC or maybe even a separate game. Essentially, the story is guided through many different missions on each planet, along with cutscenes that seem to randomly occur when some missions are completed. The audio is also another weak point in the game. The weapons audio needs improvement, and some of the characters' voices don't seem to match the character type they actually are. For example, Warlocks seem to be larger and more menacing than Hunters, but when you play as a Warlock he sounds exactly the same. In my personal opinion, I feel like the shotgun needs to sound more heavier. The sniper, however, and the game's soundtrack are fine and quite enjoyable. Overall though, I would give the game's story and audio a 6.5 out of 10, mostly because of the lack of story and the awkward character voices and guns. Looking at all 4 categories though, in total I would give the game a 7.5 out of 10. It's definitely a game that I highly recommend everyone checks out and plays right now. It is a lot of fun, and I think most of you will enjoy the graphics of the game and be entertained with the game for a while. Thanks for watching our Destiny review. If you enjoyed it and would like to see more reviews, please subscribe to the channel and tell us in the comments section below what game you'd like to see us review next. Check out our most recent video, which is on how to earn free emblems and shaders for Destiny, and it's on your left. And you can also check out our other Destiny video, which is on the Noble Devil Walker, which is on the right. See you guys next time.